Hey everyone, I've been getting a great response on my last two videos about Zoom Docs. So I wanted to take you through the settings to make sure you have all the features enabled when you're using Zoom Docs. There's 3 different places in the settings we need to go, but there's only a few settings we actually need to look at, so hopefully this won't take too long. So let me bring up Zoom Workplace behind me, and you'll remember from the first video, we have AI Companion, which can see what you're working on when you're in Zoom Docs and help you out. And we have our tabs at the top. There's our tab for Zoom Docs. Now, actually, let me click on it to show you from the second video, and I'll put the links below. Here is our sticky noteboard Trello alternative that I'm using to track my video projects. I can move the cards around, watch that video for more information about that. But if you don't see the Docs tab, first thing to do is look under the More button. You could move tabs around so you can hide. I'm hiding all my tabs. It might be hidden in there. So click More and see if it's there. If it's not there, we need to go into the settings. And even if it is there, stick with me. Let's go through the settings together to make sure all the features are enabled. So back to the Home tab, we have our little cog that brings up our settings. It opened in another window. Let me drag it over. Okay, I know it's hard to read, but don't worry, you don't need to read this because there's 2 settings for Zoom. There's this, which I think of as the in-app settings, and there's what I think of as the account settings on the Zoom online portal. And there's nothing in any of these settings that have to do with Zoom Docs, so we don't have to worry about it. But there is a shortcut here, View More Settings, that takes us to the online portal. So I'll click that, which also opens in another window. Let me drag it over. Okay, let me get this out of the way. And again, there's 3 places we're going to need to look. So let me get myself out of the way. And on the tab here to the left, a little bit, I'm not going to get too much into navigation. I should make another video about how to navigate Zoom settings because there is a method to it. But there's the personal settings, and if you scroll down, the admin settings. There's 2 places we need to look in the admin settings, 1 in personal. So let's start with personal. And you may think, oh, look, right there is Docs. That's not the settings for Docs. That's access to Docs. If I click that, it'll open up a new browser window with my Docs. Just as if I click recordings, it'll open up access to all my recordings. If I click whiteboards, all my whiteboards. It's not the settings for it. To get to settings, we need to click on settings. And then above me, you'll see a lot of the same thing, recording, whiteboard. So it could be a little confusing. Just remember the tabs at the left are access to these tools, and these are the settings. So, but first of all, while we're here on AI Companion, you're going to want to make sure just about everything is turned on. The only thing I have turned, I'm not going to go through them now. The only thing I have turned off is something that limits access. I want full access. And you'll notice that this one is gray. And when I mouse over it, I can't click it. That's because it's locked at the admin level. We'll get to that when we go to the admin settings. But it's locked on, which is good. If it's locked off, call your admin. But it's locked on, which is fine. It's actually ideal because that way I won't turn it off by accident. But this is AI Companion. We're talking about Docs. So let me go all the way over here to our Docs settings. And like I promised you, there's not a lot. It's easy. And just want to turn it all on. Don't even think about it. I'm telling you, just turn it all on. Enable Zoom Docs and meetings. Yes, obviously, that's what we're all about here. Allow participants to share docs. Yes. This is just a little nuance. I have it set to host only. If someone has a document up, someone else can't knock off their document. Only I can do that. I'm the host. All participants can create or share a new document. Of course, we want to enable Zoom Docs out of meeting. Make sure that's on. If it's off and it has that red thing where you can't click it on, call your admin. Scrolling down, default access level. I just left that at default. And notifications. Actually, make a point. Leave this on. You might be thinking, oh, some of the people I work with, they work on weekends. You can control that on a document by document, even page by page within a document basis. You can mute notifications on whichever document is too spammy. But I would leave it on global to get the notifications you need. So I told you it wouldn't be that much. It's just 3 or 4 things to make sure that are turned on the personal side. Then going down to the admin side, there's a few things we need to look at. 2 things, actually. And I always go under user management. User management is for licensing. For what we want under account management, account settings. And you'll notice it looks similar. We have all these tabs again, right? It's basically almost a mirror of what we had up at the personal level. So let's go to, where is it? Zoom Docs. I have to click over here. And you'll see it's a lot of the same things. But now we have this lock icon, and I would suggest admins lock it, because that way you're not going to get calls from your users saying, hey, I don't have my Zoom docs, because they accidentally turned it off in the place where we just were before. So I would lock all this stuff. But you'll see there's a few extra things, but it's mostly the same stuff. But these are actually important. I'm going to do an entire video about this, actually, the ability to import files and download files and attachments from within Zoom Docs. It's a really powerful feature, so definitely make sure that's on. And so now we have all of our basic Zoom Docs features turned on. There's one more place you have to go, still within account management, admin, account management, account settings. We want to go to the very first tab where we started, AI Companion, and click this manage all settings. I have a feeling this is going to go away and we're just going to see the list at some point, but it's new, so they have it like this. And you'll see it looks like the same stuff again. There's whiteboard and chat and everything else, but these are the specific settings for AI Companion within all of these. And there's one for Docs. So click on Docs, or you could just scroll down to go to it. By the way, you want just about all this stuff turned on. I mean, there's some things, again, limiting control. I don't want to limit anything. I'm turning on all this stuff, but let me just go directly to Docs. And there's only a couple things here. Content generation and revision with AI Companion. Yes, please, super powerful. Make sure this on. Actually lock it, because why would you want your users to accidentally not have this? Sentence completion with AI Companion, of course. We all love our sentence completion. So that should do it. Now we have under our personal settings at the top, we have everything turned on. Under the admin account settings for Zoom Docs, and under the admin account settings for AI Companion for Zoom Docs, we're all good to go. So thanks for sticking with me. And I have a bonus tip for you. Let me make myself full size again for this. I was going to show you where to go in the settings to enable Docs on your mobile device, where the mobile settings were, so that you can access your Docs. There are no settings. It just works. So all you have to do is just make sure you have the Zoom app downloaded on your mobile device. Make sure you're logged into the same account, so you're sharing the same docs, and you have access. In the second video I did on Zoom Docs, I showed you my Trello alternative board, my sticky note board. Here it is. So those are my sticky notes. There's my sticky note board, and I can click on any card and I have full access. It has the notes. I can switch what list it's in. I can access my project management that I was so excited about in the last video, all on mobile, without having to do anything in the settings at the admin level to enable it. It's just there. So I hope this was helpful. Make sure you take a few minutes, have your admins take a few minutes to go through these settings. Make sure you're getting the most you can out of your Zoom Docs. And please let me know in the comments how you're using Zoom Docs. Thanks for watching.